Okay, good morning po sa ating lahat. I request please rise.
Come before you today with grateful hearts that are presented together in this conference. We ask for your wisdom and guidance to discuss the legal process. Grant us clarity of thought, fairness, and integrity in our deliberation. May this meeting foster collaboration, respect and decisions that honor you, and benefit all involved. Bless each participant with insight and understanding, and may the outcomes of this process lead to excellence. In your holy name we pray. For the attendance, the University Hearing School, Claudio Antequera-Balilihan, Maria Teresita de la Cruz, Josephine Cacho, Cesar Tagal, Demetrio Victoria, Maria Lea Alsoy, Virgo Aramachuel, Milo Bilinigid, Ricardo Collier, Emil Sablalan, Jason Zonay, Maria Lisel Villorica, Alma Maria Bernal, Gilbert Sabandal, Emilio Marit, Maria Fe Manu, Alejandra Clarete, Annalie Castaño, and Christopher Palazzo. So we have a total of 19 attendees for this brief conference for 2 projects and civil works, with 1 attendee from the planning and design section, 3 attendees from the interested contractors or interested bidders, 11 attendees, 10 attendees for the back DPWH incentive area, and all 5 members of the bidding works committee are present.
Okay, thank you. With the presence of all BAC members, technical working group, BAC secretariat, prospective leaders, I declare this private conference for civil works projects forum. So I now hold this BAC meeting for private conference to order. So today we scheduled private conference for these 2 civil works projects with contract ID number 24HA0160 with contract name construction of flood mitigation structures at Barangay Malayo, Norte to Barangay Loreto along Abatan River, Cortes, Bohol with an approved budget for the contract 96,500,000 with contract duration of 288 calendar days. The second project with contract ID number 25HA0071 with contract name of Rehabilitation approved with steps, slope collapse and landslide along Antequera-Balilihan via Dorol, Balilihan, Bohol, with an approved budget for the contract of 96,700,000 with contract duration of 311 calendar days. For the details and scope of the project, I call on our, rather than our chief of the planning and design section, we will discuss.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning to each and everyone. We'll discuss first with the project with contract ID 24HE0160, construction of flood mitigation structures at Barangay Malayo Norte to Barangay Loreto along Abatan River, Cortes, Bohol, with an approved budget for a contract of 96,500,000. Don't provide the first page. ABC of 96 million. First page na naman. Boss. Sakto. 96 96,500,000 sa total construction cost. Then, contract duration of 288 calendar days. Contract duration sa taas. 288, okay. So for the scope of work, we have facilities for the engineers, provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, 9.6 month, provision of furniture, fixtures, equipment, appliances for the field office for the engineer, one lump sum, operation and maintenance of field office for the engineer, 9.6 month, provision of 4x4 pickup type service vehicle for the engineer, 1 unit, other general requirements, geotechnical investigation soil, 30 linear meter, project billboard signboard 3 each, occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum, mobilization, demobilization, 1 lump sum. For earthworks, we have clearing and grabbing, 7,622.8 square meters, surplus common excavation, 1,270.6 cubic meter, embankment from roadway excavation common soil, 157.7 cubic meter, subgrade preparation common material, 1,000 cubic meter, surplus square meters, surplus unclassified excavation, 4,993.7 cubic meter. Surface courses, we have aggregate sand base course, 398.3 cubic meter, and we have item 17071, aggregate sand base course, 381.2 cubic meter. We have Portland cement concrete pavement added force 0.2 meters thick, 14 days, 1,489.4 square meters. Bank and slope protection works, reinforcing steel, grade 40, deformed, 14,393.8 kilograms. Structural steel, structural concrete, 3,000 PSI class A, 28 days, 294.2 cubic meter. Riprap class C, 5,784.7 cubic meter. Grouted riprap class A, 2,236.7 cubic meter. Stone masonry, 229.7 cubic meter. Structural steel sheet piles furnished, 3,957 meters. Structural steel sheet piles driven, 3,791 meters. That's all for this project, Mr. Chair. Is there any concerns or clarifications before I proceed?
With the clarification from our respective leaders. Any clarification? Nagalingan, which is proceed.
Okay, for the next project, with the contract ID number of 25HA0071, also known as rehabilitation of road with slips, slope collapse, and landslide along Antequera-Balilihan via Dorol Road, Balilihan, Bohol, with an approved budget for the contract of 96,500,000. That's correct. It's almost this. Okay. Then, contract duration of 311 calendar days. For the scope of work, for the project, we have facilities for the engineer, provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, 7 month, provision of field office fixtures, equipment and appliances for the field office for the engineer, 1 lump sum, operation and maintenance of field office for the engineer, 7 month, provision of 4x4 pickup type service vehicle for the engineer, 1 unit. Other general requirements, we have project billboard signboard to each occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization, demobilization, all in 1 lump sum. For earthworks, we have clearing and grabbing 0.2 hectare, surplus common excavation 2012.8 cubic meter.
Prospective leaders, we have clarification, please, pressure na. Para basta malimot mo ba sa amin, wala mo sa wala sa discussion. You can raise your hand and excuse them. Please proceed.
Mr. Chair, we have for drainage and slope protection works, we have stone masonry 674 cubic meter, erosion control mat type 4 3,214 square meters, soil name insert after drilling type 5,111 linear meter, hydro seeding 3,214 square meters, wire mesh high tensile 3,214 square meters, steel plate and nut without washer 852 each. That's all for this project, Mr. Chair.
Any clarification from prospective bidders?
Wala.
Okay, sige. Hearing na. So let's proceed.
That's all for me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Conference. May I
Okay, okay.
uh, may I make discussion? For the snow protection, prior the there are still requirements required by the central office that needs the approval of the grants from the DOTL or federal secretary for to can proceed with the said project. So we are still currently preparing it, but prior sa opening, dapat ma-approve na ito siya. So we cannot proceed with the opening without those approved clearances of the from the central office.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mateo.
Thank you, sir.
So let's proceed for the bidding requirements. So please attention. May I have your attention for the prospective bidders for the bidding requirements. So the Bohol first DEO or Bohol first District Engineering Office is conducting this procurement to early procurement activity or IPA for FY 2025. So rules and procedure of IPA, IPA shall refer to the conduct of procurement activities from posting of the invitation to bid until recommendation to the bids and awards committee or back to the whole as to the award of the contract for this infrastructure project to be implemented in fiscal year 2025 pending approval of the General Appropriations Act of 2025. Fixed price rule in procurement. So all bid prices shall be considered as fixed prices and therefore not subject to price escalation during contract implementation, except under extraordinary circumstances and upon prior approval of the Government Procurement Policy Board. Letter C, extension of the bid validity and security. The procuring entity may request the bidders to extend the validity of their bid securities beyond 120 calendar days prior to their expiration. If the funding source for the procurement project has fit to the above and made complete. Now, a change in the form of the bid security is allowed is made prior to the expiration of the bid validity, so to be extended. If the bidder refuses to fill bid validity, the PE or the procuring entity shall reject the bid submitted by said bidder. Letter D, validity of the eligibility requirements prior to the award contract. The contractor shall submit updated eligibility requirements prior to award. Letter E, condition of contract. Procurement projects undertaken through early procurement activities may be awarded upon approval and effectivity of the General Appropriations Act 2025. In all instances, the vote has the authority to exercise the reservation clause under Section 41 of the Public Act Number 9184, which grants the hope the right not to award contract F for any justifiable and reasonable ground. The award of the contract will not go down to the benefit of the government. Notwithstanding the approval and effectivity of the GAA, the procuring entity shall not award contracts for procurement projects requiring special allotment release order or sub-allotment release order until the same has been issued, secured, or released. Review of requirements of bidding documents. Now, the contractor shall use the prescribed standard forms posted in the villages and DPWH website and issued in the bid documents. Each bidder shall submit one original of the technical and one original of the financial proposal and clearly mark each as original technical proposal and original financial proposal. In addition, the bidders shall submit two copies of the technical proposal and financial proposal and clearly mark in copy number one or number 2, technical proposal. And copy number 1 or number 2 for financial proposal. In the event of any discrepancy between the original and the copies, the original shall prevail. The bidders are encouraged to have their bid documents neatly bound, paginated, properly sequenced, and provided with simple air tags to facilitate examination of the bids. Letter B, review of documents to be submitted by the bidder. Bid form, technical, and financial proposal. The technical proposal shall contain but not limited to the following: vehicle license and registration, and joint venture if applicable. The organizational chart for the contract and not the firm's organizational chart. The organizational chart shall reflect the key personnel assigned to the contract. Then list of contractors personnel, example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen to be assigned to the contract to be with their complete qualification and experience data. Also to be attached are the letter of nominee, certificate of employment, and biodata for each HP personnel. Then list of contractors, major construction, and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certificates of availability using the prescribed format. To be attached are copies of sales invoice, registration certificate from the LTO for all equipment, certifications from listers of equipment units under lease. Equipment shall be available for this contract and certifications from the bidders of equipment units under purchase agreements shall be available for this contract. Contractors should also have a point of reference for this equipment or indicate the location for verification. The contractor shall include his laboratory equipment to be pledged to the contract. The list of laboratory apparatus or equipment should be enumerated in detail. Next, endorsement statement in the prescribed form. Although the submission of last documents is no longer included in the checklist, the bidder may also submit his updated Class A documents and financial statements together with his bid to be used by the bank in case he fails in the electronic eligibility screening. The bidder is not restrained to attach his legal documents in his technical proposal, such as his DTI, SIC registration, year's permit, and tax clearance, that might have expired and not been updated to the CWA. The financial documents shall contain the bid form, bid prices, detailed estimates, summary sheets indicating construction materials unit. The bidder shall submit to the procuring entity as part of its bid. The bid securing declaration or any form of bid security in amount equal to a percentage of the ABC in accordance with the following schedule. Now, number 1 form, cash or cashier's for managers check issued by a universal or commercial bank, 4% of the EC, the minimum amount. Second, bank draft, guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a universal or commercial bank, again, 4% of EC. And third, the surety bond, callable on demand, issued by a surety or insurance company, duly certified by the Insurance Commission has authorized to issue such security 5% of the EBC. Explanation of criteria for eligibility screening, preliminary examination of bids, evaluation of bids, and post qualification. To be eligible for the contract, the Contractor must meet the following eligibility requirements: letter A, Filipino citizen or 75% Filipino-owned partnership or corporation with license indicated in Mitigation to bid. There will be completion of similar contracts costing at least 50% of the EBC, and letter C is state financial contracting capacity or NFCC at least equal to the EBC. Eligibility screening will be conducted electronically by the district office by procurement engineer. The bidder will submit valid and updated Class A documents and financial statements together with this bid to be used by the bank in case it fails in the electronic eligibility screening. The bidder is not restrained to attach his valid and updated legal documents in his technical proposal, such as his Belgium's certificate of platinum registration and membership, DTI registration, SIC registration, mayor's permit, and tax clearance that might have expired or not yet updated in the CWA. Bidders who have not submitted their Class A documents and financial statements to the DPWH Works Ministry at the central office shall do so. Otherwise, he or she may attach his or her eligibility documents in the bid proposal. The DPWH will use a non-discretionary pass or fail criteria in the eligibility check: preliminary examination of bids, evaluation of bids, and post-qualification and award. Now, if the BAC determines that the bidder with the lowest calculated bid passes all the criteria for post-qualification, it shall declare the said bid as the lowest calculated responsive bid or LCRB and recommend to the home the award contract to the same bidder. The bidder with the lowest calculated responsive bid will be required to submit the procuring entity within 10 days from his receipt of the notice of award the following documents: notice of award with the bidder signed or performed, authority of signing official, board resolution, or secretary certificate for a joint venture, contractor's pickup, special GB or joint venture license, and joint venture agreement, performance security, instruction methods, instruction schedule, the form of per CPM diagram or precedence diagram and bar chart with discord and cash flow Okay. Manpower schedule. Then equipment utilization schedule, construction safety and health programs, contractors authorized insurance or carry, latest income tax and business returns, for a local contractor certification under oath stating that the contractor is free and clean of all tax liabilities. Now, in the case of the failure, refusal, or inability of the bidder with the lowest calculated responsibility to submit the required documents within the prescribed period of 10 days for its own fault, the bank will be constrained to post-disqualify the said bidder and self-initiate and complete the post-qualification process on the bidder with the second lowest calculated responsibility. Reminders to the interested bidders and relevant department orders. For DO number 9, series of 2012, wherein it states, among others, that for item C, if a proposed key personnel or key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that number one, the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract. And second, He or she will be replaced with another person with equal or greater qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. For item 7, the bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided that the said personnel is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded the contract under bidding. The certification under item 6 or item 7 shall be included in the first envelope of the sales deed. For DEO 127, series of 2018, wherein it states among others that the results of the contractor performance evaluation system or DCPES shall also be considered by the BAC when determining the responsiveness of the contractor's bid before any award of contract can take place. As stated in items, so the contractors were enjoined to have their projects evaluated by CPAS. The VAC shall monitor the performance of a bidder in its ongoing government and private contracts for a reported negative slippage of at least 15% in a single contract, or a reported negative slippage of at least 10% in two or more contracts. The VAC has included in the invitation to bid the paragraph from the said department orders stating that if at the time of the post-qualification procedure, the VAC verifies that any of the deficiencies is due to the contractor's fault or negligence pursuant to Section 34.3 of the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulations of Republic Act Number 9184, the procuring entity shall disqualify the contractor from the award without any right to reimburse fees and incidental costs paid for the procurement of infrastructure contract subject of the bill. For DO number 197, series of 2016, revised guidelines in the preparation of approved budget for the contract for EBC to be used by the contractors in the preparation of their unit prices. The following items shall not be subjected to fees OCM or overhead contingency and miscellaneous and profit markup, mobilization and demobilization. Then provision of service vehicle, permits, and clearances. The following non-civil work items shall not be subjected to OCM markup, field laboratory office and living quarters on rental leases, furnishing of furniture, laboratory equipment, survey equipment, and consumables, assistance to the engineers, photographs, health and safety, traffic management, environmental compliance, and communication equipment. For DO number 28, Series of 2024, the three strike policy, the procurement of infrastructure, goods, and consulting services contracts wherein states, among others, that specification of offenses that trigger the three strike policy, withdrawal from the bidding process, submission of a non-participation letter, or failure to submit a bid after purchasing the bid documents. Again, submission of late bids without valid reasons as determined by the law, where the submission of patently insufficient bid. For DO or Department Order number 227, series of 2024, suspension of Department Order number 148, series of 2024. Now, in order to address the foreseen delay in the implementation of new infrastructure projects due to the unavailability of DPW accredited project engineers who are currently assigned to contractors and consultants to ongoing projects, the implementation of Department Order Number 148, Series of 2024, regarding guidelines in the accreditation and assignment of contractors and consultants, project engineers is hereby suspended under further notice. This directive to suspend the application of DO number 148, Series of 2024 shall not apply to the implementation and construction of buildings and bridges. Thus, for the construction of buildings and bridges, accredited project engineers shall be assigned by contractors and/or consultants. For DO number 110, series of 2024, implementation of ISO 9001:2015 certification requirements for large A, medium B, and medium A contractors in the procurement of infrastructure projects of the department ISO. Accordingly, all procuring entities within the department are required to include ISO 9001:2015 certification or its latest version as applicable as part of the project requirements in the bidding documents for infrastructure projects. Now, this requirement applies to bidders classified under the following Philippine Conductors Accreditation Board or PICA size range and are participating in the department's procurement of infrastructure projects with approved budget for the contract range to with or pickup science range, large A, the allowable range of contract cost or R more than 300 million but less than 450 million. Effectivity January 1, 2025. So, on effect na ito. For pickup size range, medium B, allowable range of contract for R more than 150 million but less than 300 million. Effectivity July 1, 2025. For pickup size range, medium A, allowable range of contract cost more than 30 million but less than 150 million. Effectivity January 6, 2026. And another one. Yeah, correct. So for submission of bids, shown below are the dates and availability for the bidding documents that may be acquired by interested bidders and its corresponding applicable fee. For contract ID number 24HA0160, applicable fee is 50,000 and date of availability for the bidding documents from December 28, 2024 to January 22, 2025 until 10 a.m. And second, project 25HA0071, applicable code fee, the same amount, 50,000, and the same date of availability for the bidding document, December 28, 2024, until January 22, 2025, until 10 a.m. Upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the DPPB, the interested bidders shall get the bidding documents from the Procurement Staff Office, DPWH Bohol First DEO, Davao District, Tagbilaran City, Bohol. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically or online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. Similar to manual submission, the guidelines for the preparation and submission of an electronic bid are contained in the bidding documents. So bids must be duly received by the back secretariat for manual submission or at electronic bids underscore Bohol first at dpwh.gov.ph for electronic submission in the schedule on or before 12 noon of January 22, 2025. Late bids shall not be accepted, of course. Then bid opening shall be on January 25. January 22, 2025 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon at Procurement Staff Office, DPWH Bohol, DEO, the Audit District of City Bohol, and shall be streamed to our YouTube channel. The bids will be open in the presence of the bidders. When the bidders, representatives who choose to attend the opening bids. Bids shall be submitted by the bidder himself or his authorized. I repeat, his authorized liaison officer. Any other person will be required to present a special power of attorney authorizing him or her to submit bids. The DPWH Bohol First District Engineering Office reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award a contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with Section 41 of Republic Act 9184 and HIRR, without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. For further information, please refer to Ma'am Mary Nolin F. Rosienes, the procurement head, or the same time the head back of the Secretariat, procurement staff, DPWH workers, DEO, Candelaran City Bohol, or call telephone number with area code 038-422-8317 or local 62030 or at email address at racines.mary_nolin at dpwh.co.ph or to your truly, Baudilio Agayan Jr., the chairman of the Beach and Awards Committee, Bohol, DPWH Bohol First DEO for call telephone number 422-8317 with a code of 038 or local 62007 or at public address at argaliana.claudio_junior at dpw.ph. Okay. Any questions or comments from our respective leaders for the bidding requirements, regarding the bidding requirements? Baka may mga questions and clarifications. Wala ko na siguro na, papalik-balik lang na. The same, no? So, baka may mga clarifications pa. Wala na. Ah, balik-balik lang. Okay, comments from our top members. Yes. Hearing none. So, the private conference for today is now adjourned. Thank you for coming and good night.